he started flaming me. Lee a little bit too, but they started flaming me for wanting to play it. I'm just saying, bro. Tarek had fun with it. Queso had fun with it. I'm pretty sure XQC's having fun with it. It's just fun.
Just your rest is just dolls. You're just playing dress up with your dolls. That's all it is. These boys didn't get the chance to play with dolls when they were younger because their dads were with however they were. So as society, now that we're older, people do not care as much anymore. So it's like, yo, if you want to play with the doll, play with the doll. Whatever.
My Solid Snake was beating up.
Hold up. My dad didn't give a first of all.
Same.
He did not care what I played with.
My dad did.
My dad didn't.
My dad didn't care.
Are you projecting?
Yeah. Don't blame me for your daddy issues.
What's happening that I'm missing?
I think he just wanted to get the clap,
I don't know.
The clap out of the way.
I don't know. Because you keep saying, oh, I don't know whose episode it is, like, depending on what's about to happen. I was like, what's going to happen?
I was just saying it for the sake of who was introducing. That's it.
No, who cares?
Like, I don't know if we actually have something to talk about.
There honestly hasn't been anything.
Everything.
No, it's just been a quiet summer. I got burnt as shit.
There's all that drama going on with Blake Lively's new movie. I don't know if you guys have caught up.
It ends with us? Oh no, wait, that's not yours.
Yeah, no, I think it is. I think it ends with us. I think that is it. Yes, I think that is the one.
Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds' wife.
Yeah, Blake Lively. Yeah.
What's happening with that?
So it ends with us was okay.
It's a book.
Okay, it's a book. Have you guys seen her like on any what's the word I'm looking for?
Like
adverts, I guess. For, marketing, any advertisements or even just stills of the movie or anything like that.
No, sir.
No. Okay, so apparently I think I've seen something about hers regarding the movie, and I think that's why I kind of, buy into whatever the issue is, kind of. So apparently the movie, it's being marketed, I guess, in a way where the team is kind of marketing it as a like rom-com type of movie, like a silly kind of rom-com where you can go with the girls and your girlfriends and wear your florals because it's all about like flowers, or not exactly, but that's kind of what's been in the background of their marketing or like the room they're sitting in as they're doing this press tour. I guess so, if that's like what's on the cover and stuff like that. But that's basically like the advertisement that's going around is Blake Lively saying, hi, this is Blake Lively. And then the author saying, this is so-and-so. And then Blake Lively then says, go out and watch It Ends With Us, grab your girlfriends, grab your florals, have some drinks before, and then just have a good time. And that's the advert for the movie. Little does people know, if you don't know about the movie and you've only seen the advertisements involving Blake Lively, it's a movie about DV, domestic violence in general. I don't know if that's like a no.
I don't think so.
You're good.
But so that's what the movie's about. But in almost no way, except for maybe one interview and in one part specifically where Blake Lively's explaining the movie and like what it's kind of about, and she's like struggling to say that it involves DV and it's about the struggle of this and that, and on top of that, it's also kind of like, I don't know, the fact that topic is even kind of the book's theme in the first place kind of is raising people's issue with the movie or the book or the material in the first place. Just kind of how they did with not Grey's Anatomy, but 50 Shades of Grey. Because, I don't know if you guys ever heard about the issue with 50 Shades of Grey where everybody's like, it's toxic. It's a toxic movie. This guy treats you like shit. He does all these things that is basically abusive. And even besides like the whole like kink aspect of it, it's just the normal like life you're living, that type of situation aspect to it. So the book is kind of like that, and people are kind of have responded to it in that way. And the main issue why her not giving the full disclosure of what the movie's like is a problem is because the actual director and the actor, one of the lead actors, I can't remember his name, but basically her opposite, basically like the man in the relationship, is going around and is actually marketing it and telling everyone, yes, this movie is about DV, and it's not to romanticize it. It's actually kind of, I believe, according to him, that it raises the question of why do men do the things that they do? Why are they this, and that, and yada, yada, yada. And so he's basically going on this like press tour talking about that movie that it actually is about. And it's just by himself. He's just on his own. There's no one with him. No Blake Lively, no book author, no other producer who is Blake Lively, and the cast. There's like nobody else doing these this media press tour with him. But Blake Lively gets everybody. She has the author, she has the other cast, she has other people behind the camera with her, and it's like, what the fuck's going on? That's kind of weird. And when everybody was looking online trying to figure out what's happening, turns out none of them follow the actor, like the male lead. Oh. Nobody does, not even the author. And she used to in the beginning, and so did Blake Lively, but now they don't anymore. And then this is what's going on with the press tour. So people are like trying to figure out what's going on. Was there an issue? There was like little like talks like, oh, did Blake Lively kind of like do something? Did she overstep? Because she's an actress first and producer second in regards to this film. And the director is director actor or whatever, but he's still the director. So people are wondering like, what's going on? Is this what happened? So it turns out that it seems to kind of be that truth. Like that, it turns out that seems to be the true situation, but that has been the narrative for the past couple days. But now like two news stations or journalists, magazine articles, whatever came out, and it's People magazine, and I think Times is doing one or something like that, basically saying that we actually don't have the full story. It turns out that he might have actually done some shit or said some shit or acted in a certain way that made the cast and people on the set super, super uncomfortable. And it seems that he was trying to, or did, fully adopt his character behavior. It fully went totally toxic and abusive and
method acting bullshit.
Method acting, but in a way that isn't like them saying it's another Joker, it's another Heath Ledger, nothing like that. It's more in the sense of, I think it could be kind of real, because that does happen where people do get into character, but I don't think it's in the sense of like, oh, this is actually what's going on, this is why everybody is in with them. I don't know why they should have just described it like that. But with the whole thing of Blake Lively kind of getting outed by cast and crew a little bit as to the dynamic or the totem pole behind the scenes of actually making the movie and directing it, it feels weird for this information to suddenly come out after 2 days of straight of just people being like, I think Blake Lively's kind of a bitch. Like, she seems to have overstepped. There's clips going on where you watch her directing him and kind of treating their moments of like where they're supposed to be close as if she's the intimacy coordinator, showing him how to hold her, how to bring her in, how to grab her, stuff like that. And it's like, you're an actress, babe, and you're a producer, so you do have some say in the way that things are being, shown to the audience, but you're also the director, and it's not your hat, it's not your purview to do those kind of motions. The intimacy coordinator is supposed to be there, and even an interviewer called her out on it just a little bit. It wasn't like a straight call out. It was like so Blake Lively, there's a clip going around of like, you seem to be really like, directing him, and it seems like you were really a voice on the set, and that do you feel like that was refreshing or something like that, basically like saying, oh, there's this clip going around of you showing him how to hold you and stuff like that. And and it just seems like, interesting. Like, she meant this in a very positive way, but you can tell Blake Lively, like, almost like body like just goes like, backs up a little, like her head jolts just a little, and she's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking, what do you mean, what is the word, what? And then she explains like the clip a bit more, and even the author says, oh yeah, that was on my feed, that was on my TikTok feed. And it's kind of uncomfortable, because then Blake Lively is playing with her like, oh yeah, that shouldn't be happening in intimacy coordinators and all. Like, you can tell, like, you shouldn't be doing that, and it sounds like she kind of got caught with it. So that clip is kind of going around too, along with the narrative of the backstage stuff. So it's been very interesting, and people have been going to the movie because of the adverts that Blake Lively is putting out, not expecting what the movie is going to be about. And when they actually are faced with what the movie's about, they're like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? So that's what's going on with Blake Lively. Oh, and apparently at some point she gave Ryan Reynolds access to the script, and then he was also part of the editing process and directing and stuff like that too, according to sources on the set. I don't know why he has his hands on the script. I think that's weird too. I mean, yeah, sure, it's Ryan Reynolds or whatever, but you know, I don't know. It's like, he's not on the movie. It's not his gig. Why is he a part of it? If I was a director, I wouldn't want that. I don't know about you guys. I think that's kind of weird. So, well, I don't know. With all this tea, it's like, I kind of believe it.
To play devil's advocate to this thing, one, our feeds are so fucking different.
I was thinking,
I just watched
like,
a video of a guy saying, like, me forcing my dog to cuddle with me. And so he's carrying him like this and like puts him in and tucks him and like rubbing his belly and he falls asleep with him. You got some weird fucking it ends with us shit happening. That book came out in 2016. Just to come off, like, the fact that people are trying to find anything to talk shit. I've, at least from like the side of Book Talk that I see, people are receiving it very well because it so it was published in 2016 and then it blew up somewhere around like in the early 2000s, like 2001, 2002. Because that's when my little sister picked up the book. So my little sister owns that book. Huh?
Can I just ask, as far as like dealing with domestic violence or whatever, is it like painting it in a light of, oh, he's trying to overcome it type of thing, or it's like
no, it basically portrays. So the entire film is a loose fitted version of the book, the author of her mom's abuse.
Oh,
so yeah, so it's portrayed past like what her mom went through in an abusive home. So there's two books. It started with us and it ends with us. It started with us as the abuse of the household that she grew up in, and then she like grows up, gets out of that, and then she ends up being in the same circle thread of herself, but with somebody that she's in love with.
Okay, I'm only asking just because I'm like, I don't see why people would have a problem with it. Besides, obviously, like triggering for people who have gone through that kind of thing. Obviously. But my thing is, like, I feel like people should just stop being triggered. Well, okay, what I mean is, like, people should stop preemptively being like, you shouldn't show this type of thing. It's like, sometimes it's important. Some people are fucking naive to the world. And you need to.
My defense to that, and that's adding on to you, is the people who are bitching about it never read the book, never even fucking looked at the book, never even saw the back cover of the book, never read anything of it. These are the people who are bitching and complaining about the movie because it's like, oh, it's a rom-com. In no way, like like not even on the book cover does it say it's a rom-com or anything. It's a bestseller, and it's advertised as a dark published novel, because of what it is. Like it's even rated as a mature book for these reasons. So it's like the people bitching and complaining about these things. I'm like, people find anything to complain about, because I'm like, these are the people who didn't read it, who are obviously falling into the hype of, oh, what's this about? Let's watch it. Keep in mind, there is some sort of love portrayed in the film, because that from what I know from the book from my sister, because I asked her, like, I was like, what's the hype behind this? She basically describes like, it's a film where this girl's in love with this guy's abusive, and she can't seem to get out of that grasp because it's it's a psychological thing, right? So that happens, and then towards the end of the book, she basically gets rid of her abuser and she like gets to live her life freely and happy. And like you see, like they show a scene of her like driving off crying, and basically like her finally letting go of all of that from her past, from her mom, from her past, and her mom's childhood and stuff like that. Right. Because she's like these entire two books are like small versions. Obviously she's not giving everything, but And she like quotes loosely fitted versions of like her mom's like violent life, like her violent abused life and stuff like that.
That being said,
Gotcha.
I'm saying like it's okay to show it. Everything has to be tasteful, especially shit like that. Like whenever I hear somebody that's like complaining about something being shown, I always remember the fucking 13 Reasons Why, the tub scene.
Bro.
Everybody who's watched it, you watched. I think after like what, a month, they had to edit it out or some shit of like off Netflix. I don't know. It's like
the tub scene. I'm one of the few people that never watched 13 Reasons Why.
I got.
So because you'll probably never get to see it. The tub scene is basically the main actress of the film. She
got essayed in a tub.
She commits no.
They show
a sewer slide.
Yeah, they do show essay at some point in the movie as well.
Yeah, which is what led like
pretty graphic too.
All these things lead to her doing that. So the beginning of the show is the ending of the show, basically.
Okay.
And then it goes into season 2 and 3, which are spin-offs of it.
Yeah,
but in the first one, the people went haywire because they literally show her like hold a little razor and sit in the tub, and then you see like
it's graphic.
It's graphic.
It's graphic. It literally shows like the whole like process of how people really do it, and it's fucked up.
My hands so weird.
Right.
And the issue behind it wasn't like necessarily the act; it was how they romanticized it, because it became a version of like they made it very artsy. Like there's different angles of her laying down. There's music in the background. The water's filled to the brim, and you're seeing it change color.
There actually isn't music. I remember this specifically too because I was uncomfortable with the scene.
There was like a very like maybe like just like very
maybe towards the end, but
yeah,
like,
I think so. But it's
literally throughout
literally
throughout the whole process, the scene is literally just her doing the act, and you can hear the water, and obviously her kind of like groaning in pain, and kind of like it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but
it's fucked up because it surrounds a 15, 16-year-old girl.
Yeah,
that's the world. That's the world that exists.
But in my head, personally, I was just like, you know what? It's fucked up, but that's the cruel reality of the world. Yeah. And I understand people who were pissed off about it being like, like you can't kind of show that on TV or whatever. I was like, in a way, I get it because it can be very triggering for some people who maybe have gone through that and survived, But for other people who maybe think about that kind of shit, it really does kind of show you like how fucked up and painful and really just how dark it is. And I don't know, it's like there's a balance that you have to find. That one, I feel like, yes, it was bad, but at the same time, I can kind of respect it. There's other shit out there that's just like they start romanticizing like SA and all that other kind of things, and it's then you could start talking of like, okay, yeah, this shouldn't be here. It's just all depends on taste. But and then as far as like Blake Lively overstepping, I'm like, I've met a couple producers because of my job, like old time producers. Like they worked in movies for like basically all their lives, and from what I understand, it's not really so much the director controls everything. Obviously, the director has a big voice in what they're doing, but it really is all about producers, because at the end of the day, producers are the ones who are kind of paying for everything, along with working hand in hand with the director. So from what I know, more than likely, Blake Lively essentially kind of produced the whole movie herself. More than likely got a friend to direct the movie, got a bunch of people to basically work for the movie just because she knows them, right? Whether it's through work or other connections. At the end of the day, I think it was just like everything centered around Blake being like, I want to make this movie, and anybody who just went along for the ride couldn't really say no to anything she said. That being said, it's kind of crummy if she did other shit, like if she started abusing that power to the point where, like, she was telling people like if she was verbally abusive or anything like that, but I don't know. I don't think she was.
Well, that's the thing too, is that the director is the one that bought the rights, and he's the one that had the rights for a while. I think even Steve said that the first book had happened, or the movie, and then there was a little bit more buzz for it around it was around 2021 or 2019 or something. Or
there's
something like that.
Yeah, there's no movie for the first one. The only movie was for this one, because this is the one that like blew up. But this one the book came out in 2016, and then it recycled back into the world in 2020, like 2021, 2022 of TikTok.
I think the recycling was because that's when the rights were bought. Apparently, he hadn't had it for like a super long time, but he had the rights for a while, and even the author was all hyped about it, and that's why she was even following him in the first place. Hence why people are even, noticing that there was this followage type of behavior going on. And in this day and age, you kind of know that when someone was following you and was close or appeared like that, and then when they unfollow you or whatever that situation may be, it's kind of weird, because I feel like to go out of your way to unfollow someone when you're actively in their space or whatever, or involved with them, it's almost like you went to put a little bit more effort in social media than you normally would. What's going on here, guys? And then on top of everything else that's going on, it like raised the questions and the what ifs. But I think it's also a big issue because of all of that aspect. But I think it's because Deadpool, Wolverine, just Blake Lively being her, Ryan Reynolds being him. I think it's just one of those things also that's kind of going back to they're kind of like the couple right now. That's kind of happening. So I think people just really don't like popularity, whether it be good or bad. And I think the amount of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively that we've seen in the past like couple of years, especially recently, because of obviously the buildup for their movies, specifically Deadpool and Wolverine, I think people are like using that also to fuel their hate train. Because I mean, not say I get it, but it's like even stars are aware of that. That's why I think Margot Robbie even said, I'm not going to be in movies for a while now. I'm taking a break. I feel like people are tired of seeing me. I'm kind of tired of seeing me. So if anything, I'm going to be behind the camera. Like that's kind of what she had said. And after the whole everything else that had happened.
After Barbie, yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I get that. So with that being said, I can kind of see why people might be upset, but it's also weird to be upset about it. There's also
always been like, and this isn't the first time I hear it like that it's mentioned. There's like a very huge like hate train towards Blake Lively for like the longest before she was even a fucking actress. I think she was a model. Like there was always this giant fucking hate train for her. Like people have always just hated her for whatever reason. Like, and she hasn't, like, from what I've seen, she hasn't really done anything crazy or anything like into that scale. I think it's just because she's a famous person. Like
legit, what's the movie that you think of for Blake Lively? Like
no movie. I think of Gossip Girl, the TV show.
Roll, I guess.
Gossip Girl, and then what's that movie? I know there's one here.
I think of the one with the shark. What's the? I forget what it's called.
I don't even know the name, but I know that movie.
It's pretty good.
Good movie.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh, The Shallows.
Shallows, yes. Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah, that is a movie. Cool.
I'm only bringing it up because I'm like, Blake Lively.
I only know her because the only time I remember her, I just remember I was like, there's this fucking movie, Accepted.
I don't know it.
It's the raunchy comedy movie where like the
college one.
Yeah, that one.
Was it with she's
a girl. Yeah, she's a girl. She's a girlfriend.
Oh,
yeah.
I haven't seen the movie in so long, but that movie is good.
I was only asking because I'm like, outside of The Shallows, I don't really know her for anything else besides she's hot, and obviously Ryan Reynolds.
Girl.
I think the movies that she has done, they're not bad movies by any means. I just think that, they hit the mark and then they kind of like, all right, cool. That's it. There isn't like this everlasting effect. I think because of Gossip Girl, I think Gossip Girl is what really put her on the map for our generation. They're the ones that really like our generation is the one that's really carried that wave for her and really pushed that wave. So I think now they're at this point where, now she's with Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Reynolds is where he's at. Not to be like his fame is her fame, but that level of fame is because I feel like they're just propelling each other at this point. Him a little bit more than her, but that's not to say that, you know, our generation or the Gossip Girl fan base or whatever is isn't a big factor in it, because it is. So yeah, so that's what's going on,
you know,
in that aspect.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I did hear there was this big thing that happened within the streaming space / Call of Duty space. I don't know if you've heard about it. And it kind of relates to the whole DV kind of situation. So I'll talk about it because it does involve it involves Fuslie. She had no DV done to her, but it is just like a whole thing.
Oh, dude, I didn't even want to talk about that. I just started seeing it because I don't know much about it.
I'll tell you. I dove so far into this.
Dude, so did I.
Because I saw that and I was like, I had watched it before our last episode.
Yeah.
I was like, I watched one video and I was like,
I saw his video and then her video popped up.
I saw the reaction from Ray to the situation. Then I
saw so much.
What the fuck are they doing?
Everybody talking about it. So I got this.
Because Ray caught beef for that.
Hold up.
He treated her friend, right?
Right. So hold up. This is all. Listen, Fuslie, we'll get into it because her stuff didn't come out until some other shit happened. And I want to talk about that because it does involve DV a little bit. So, there's in the Call of Duty space, especially right now that Black Ops 6 is coming out, there's zombies community. There was a couple of these streamers / content creators that basically, you know, are big in that community. One of them is called Mr.TLexify.
For those of you that don't know, Call of Duty has a zombie game mode where you're just killing zombies and you're doing Call of Duty stuff with zombies.
Right. For non-gamers, trust me, you don't need to know it. Anyway,
it's just fluff.
But anyway, I guess for like the past couple of years, he had been getting cut off by pretty much everybody in that community. But you know, they were all like pretty good friends. They used to be in a house together. They did all this stream like content stuff together. Point is,
content house.
He was being accused by his ex of grooming / SA / DV, all the things, right? And people, well, specifically like his friends, his content friends, cut him off for that. He released a video with receipts, basically saying none of it was true. It was actually the opposite. The girl was fucking crazy. She was a narcissist who basically would treat him. She would love bomb him at first, you know, giving him all his praises and blah blah blah. And then the second, next day,
wait, who's
completely. I don't remember her name, and honestly, I don't.
Okay. Not in the space. Okay.
Yeah. She's just like some random like stream e-girl type shit. But anyway, she would love bomb at first, then she would just verbally abuse him, call him shit, tell him that she was gonna constantly expose him for being a weirdo / whatever the fuck, right? I guess apparently she has tried to starting to talk with him when she was like 14. He didn't get involved. Like he like just straight up didn't want anything to do with it until she actually turned 18. But even then, it's like his words, not mine, didn't actually talk to her at all until I will admit, weird, but technically legal. Still weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, yeah. Socially weird, legally legal.
Right. Anyway, they're only 2 years apart, by the way, but still weird. Anyway.
That helps. Helps a little bit. Not gonna lie,
anyway,
just a little bit.
Anyway, when he started releasing all these receipts, he basically called out a few members of that community, specifically Noah J456. Noah J is a content creator for 100 Thieves. And basically said that it was weird of him to cut off Mr.TLexify. And even though everybody in the space was taking his side for when he, at that point, allegedly cheated on his then wife with Fuslie. And people were like, what the fuck? What do you mean? And basically, Noah J and Fuslie ended up talking about it because it got so big to the point where they were like, well, we can't really just let this slide under the rug or anything. We need to talk about it.
So the only reason why we even know about it in the first place is because another content creator that was going through the shit threw it out there.
Yeah.
He basically diverted his shit and then made it someone else's
Not really
shit.
diverted. It was just more like because he was upset that everybody was cutting him off and being a fake friend type shit. Because even though they all came together and defended a cheater, essentially. I mean, yes, it's shitty for airing out people's laundry, but at the same time, for me, I think it's fair game. And it's honestly just more like, yeah, fuck that game, fuck him, bro. I mean, bro, call out fake ass people. Call out fake ass people.
Listen,
I think that's fair.
Level of pettiness and
I don't care.
If my partner tells my circle and people, Lee's done all this shit, Lee's doing this shit, blah 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 blah, and you guys cut me off, and then find out, oh, Lee actually didn't. Damn. I don't know what I do. I don't think would I go scorched earth? Maybe. Well,
there's more to it.
Depends. Especially with it being public. And
there's more to it.
Oh yeah, I think I'd go scorched earth.
There's a little more to it. There's a little more to it in the sense that like it wasn't just because of the allegations that they cut him off. They also started slowly distancing themselves from him because he would complain to them about his relationship problems, which I mean makes sense. It's okay to kind of distance yourself and be like, okay, I don't really want to worry about all that stuff. But to the point where you completely cut them off and just essentially pick
sides.
Pick sides, but also show favoritism to another friend in the group where he clearly fucked up. It wasn't even so much of like oh, he's just having relationship problems. It's he cheated and he told us about it, but we're gonna invite him to our house and comfort him and say he didn't do anything wrong type shit. You know, it's fucked up. It's favoritism. And
wait, he cheated as in
Noah J cheated on Fuslie. The community then invited.
I was talking about I thought we were still talking about the guy that leaked the Fuslie thing. Okay, so okay. So I understand. I'm with you now. Continue. I'm with it.
I lost my train of thought. But anyway,
keep in mind when the whole cheating thing happened, they both, well, especially she said, and I think Ray said too, she wasn't dating.
No. She was that. I was getting to that. I was getting to that whole thing. Hold on. So, what's it called? They came onto stream to talk about it, essentially air out exactly what happened. And at the time,
so painful to watch.
Yeah. At the time, this was all done the incident happened at EDC or whatever. But before EDC, Fuslie had just broken up with Edison, her longtime fiance / boyfriend.
Okay, just so not to derail you, just a quick.
Wait, I thought this was TwitchCon.
Did you guys see EDC? Did you see the comments of people specifically commenting on EDC? Y'all need to get the fuck out of your house. That is crazy. Everybody was like, man, EDC and all these festivals are just for fucking. They're just for if your girl goes to EDC, she's for the streets. She's a fucking. She is for the streets. Y'all are fucking bizarre, dude. That is crazy. Let people have fun. Jesus, if you have bad taste in partners, that's on you, bud. If it happens frequently, the common denominator has got it's in the room.
I agree, but
if you're
also
dating somebody, your girl goes to Rosarito, she's for the streets.
Exactly. I'm saying Jesus. I agree, but also it's a big event. Shitty people are gonna show up no matter what.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. That's gonna be anywhere, any kind of thing,
any big event type shit. But anyway, so before EDC, she broke up with her longtime fiance / boyfriend, and she went to some streamer camp shit for 100 Thieves, and that's where she met Noah J because they were both content creators for 100 Thieves, and
they met through work
because Leslie, she's a yapper. to the point where she kind of wants to talk. She said it herself. She wants to talk. She wanted to talk to anybody about the situation because she was just dealing with the breakup.
Yeah, it was a very hard breakup for her. Yeah,
I don't blame her.
I don't blame her at all for that either.
Yeah.
She decided to start talking with Noah J for whatever reason. I don't know if they just happened to be on each other's team for some shit.
Didn't they get along because they both had similar problems?
Well, right, but what I'm saying is
they're both bonding over relationships.
Right. But what I'm saying is I don't know what initiated the conversation. All I'm saying is that they started talking with each other. Yeah, they started talking with each other. She started airing out her problems about like her breakup, and then he started kind of airing out his problems with his then current with his wife, marriage.
Basically, are they still married?
No. So
no, right? Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. So they were bonding through the whole camp. Nothing happened at the camp besides them just kind of ranting to each other about that shit.
Yeah.
But after the camp ended, they just kind of kept talking. They would call.
No, hold up. You're missing that point. They didn't keep talking. She specifically said she talked to him even though she knew it was wrong. To basically keep get very buddy with him, knowing that he was with somebody and she was going through her shit. But because of that whole infatuation of she wanted to talk to Annie about this, and she really got along with him during the camp thing. When they left, she hit him up, and then she continued to talk to him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
She basically looked for him.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Looked.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that she basically just kept the conversation going because in her head, they related a lot about what they've been through.
Listen to her.
And he's willing to listen.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I still don't blame her. I'm there.
Right. Okay. So anyway, they kept talking throughout this whole shit, and I guess eventually they made it to EDC, where obviously because they've been talking for a while, they just kept talking at EDC, hanging around each other, and one thing led to the other. They ended up
develop feelings.
They ended up hooking up for the night. Some shit.
I heard that it wasn't. I thought nothing physical happened. I heard them both. They both were really adamant that. I heard them both say that they were very adamant that nothing physical happened. That it was for sure emotional cheating because they both had developed feelings for each other. But at that point, they were both like, let's not actually act on it, but let's both be aware of it. So I think they acknowledged it with each other, but they didn't go into the actual physical aspect.
It was after EDC that it happened.
I didn't know that anything happened. Because as far as I know, according to all their tweets, or not tweets, but they're addressing it, neither of them confirmed or
Didn't she say they hooked up?
No, she said that they emotionally cheated for sure. At least as far as I know, they emotionally cheated, but there wasn't any actual physical cheating that happened. As far as I know, the only kind of comments they're making about there being the actual physical cheating or anything like that is from the community, because it's one of those bro, you're already 50% there. Of course, you're gonna do the other 50%.
So nothing physical happened. I guess you're right. My bad. Yeah. I interpreted that wrong. But what did end up happening is that Noah J, basically because of all the ranting and him catching feelings for Leslie as well, ended up divorcing his wife. He told her about it, basically insinuating that, I'm divorcing my wife. I would like to be with you type shit, which is fucked up. But
it is fucked up. But if you're in a relationship, whether it be marriage or in a relationship, and you're talking to someone and then you develop these feelings, and before you do anything, you break up with your partner because of that reason.
As shitty as it is,
that's the
most moral version of it.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Listen.
Of course, the whole marriage thing behind is different.
Exactly, it's a different level. If it's just we're dating, then okay. All right, I guess it's not cool, but
you'll be part of the streets for a few months.
Exactly, all right, I guess do your thing. But when it's a marriage, it's that's it's a whole level of different level of commitment,
the vows, all that. Yeah.
But let's be honest, if someone's gonna do it,
they're gonna do it.
They're gonna do it, but you're also in that situation gonna want them to at least respect the other partner enough to just be listen, this is what's going on. This is where I'm at. This is what's gonna happen. So blah 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 blah. You know.
So I saw some people say like, you know, some people who have that divorce mentality, like especially the way that Noah was complaining about his shit. It's basically like, okay, he was already ready to kind of divorce, but he didn't want to do it. But he didn't want to do it until he basically had a plan B, which in this case was kind of Leslie.
Fuslie.
And I think that's probably correct. It's like dude didn't want to do it because he was too afraid to be alone. So when he found somebody, aka her, like he was like, all right, I could do it now. There's like
got my out.
Yeah, I have nothing holding me back type shit. So, which in that fact, that's fucked up because not only are you like with somebody because you're afraid to be alone, but now you're dating somebody because this is your safe option to what you want.
Right.
So it's like, you know.
So then, you know, I just started thinking about it. I was just like, because even Leslie was like, at what point is it emotional cheating? And I was just like, bro, I think it's
when you.
For me, it's like when you start sharing shit about your dating problems with somebody who basically has nothing to do with
going through it.
When you're having a conversation about your relationship or your feelings that you should be having with your partner, I think that's like for sure the line is right there.
Yeah. I think it's cool to vent to your friends to an extent, like you said. But when I think the issue with this one, at least the issues with a lot of these problems are like she's venting to somebody who's already going through that current situation. So it's like her saying all these things is like it was fueling him to like get out, and then develop feelings for somebody, maybe for the wrong reasons or the right reasons for whatever, right? But I think as soon as you realize as a person where it's like, wait, this person's taken. Maybe I shouldn't pursue as good as the conversation was in person. I shouldn't pursue this and make it into a habit. That's where it's like, that's the fucking line. Like that's there's a guy I watch who like literally like sat down and like as right before he said it, my brain said it out loud. And then he said it and then like I remember laying in bed, I was like, that's exactly what I said. And I was like, dude, like as soon as you get to that point where you know, as a person, you know, I shouldn't be doing this. You're already crossing the line. It doesn't matter if you A, have feelings, B, don't have feelings, or C, you're just doing it, but you're subconsciously knowing that it's wrong, then that's where that line should be. Like if you're crossing that, oh, I know this is wrong, but I should keep going. And she said it, I know this is wrong, but I did it anyways. You're already crossing a line that you shouldn't. Like you're crossing a line to somebody who is vulnerable to marriage right now, who probably didn't even want to be in that marriage. Who knows, right? Not our relationship. But at the end of the day, like, I think that's where that line is. I don't necessarily think you need to develop feelings to emotionally cheat. I think as soon as your mind tells you, I should not be here, but I'm going to still do this, and you feel some sort of guilt internally, that's when you're like, you're past that line of no return. And you already did something wrong.
I think it kind of depends on like the person. I think it kind of depends on them, like, and you like any relationship to kind of like define and kind of understand like what is cheating considered to your partner. And I feel like to have that kind of conversation, you either got to be someone that's a yapper or something has to happen where that conversation had to have happened for it to even get there in the first place. But I think I kind of agree to the extent with Steve where when you're talking with someone, like I don't really blame her at all. Also, I don't think this situation is that big of a deal. I'm gonna be real. I think that what I think makes it a bigger issue is the people that are involved and the people that the community wants to kind of give their opinion on it. Because I didn't hear about it until they fucking hound Ray to make an opinion on it,
right?
And then they made the comparison as to Ray, Wendy, Fuslie, like that whole situation.
I wanted to get into that later. Yeah,
right.
I was like, who is that?
So I'll tell you.
So with all that. Well, with all that being said, I think that it's just rationalize it to your everyday life. Your friend was having relationship problems. You have another friend who was trying to talk to someone. Nobody wanted to talk to her. Nobody wanted to give her time of day. She found that person, and then they start talking, and Then they
Life
develop
happened.
feelings for each other and they trauma bonded and all that shit was going on. Do you like, how far do you go into that aspect? Like, do you care that much? Or you like, where's your stance on that, you know, rather than it be like a public couple? Or
I could be wrong, but I don't even think that she didn't have anybody else to talk to. I just think he just happened to be the first person that she like started talking to at that place that she was stuck in. Essentially, she had to be at that camp for what was it, like a week or whatever the hell it was. Like he just happened to be the one, and he just happened to also trauma bond with her.
To it,
right?
Yeah,
and it's like, you know, especially because she's fresh off of it, she's gonna grasp onto that because it made her feel good for like the while that she was there. I don't blame her at all because I just feel like that's just something human. You want somebody to relate to. Yeah. What I kind of blame Noah a little bit more in the sense of, bro, like if you're having problems, stop. Talk with your wife. That's more than anybody else
in the actual relationship.
Yes.
So you yourself should be setting the tone as to how you want this interaction to be going, because the other person is. We all know that the other person is looking for some comfort because they're in a really shitty position. So you as the one in the relationship have to be setting the standard, or like the line. Yeah, you have to be setting the rules basically in that regard. So with all that being said, I just think that she isn't really like, she is at fault to like.
To an extent, I think.
To an extent about it, but I do think it's more Noah. But I think when you yourself have reached that point of, am I doing? Is what I'm doing wrong? I think then you've already, that's emotional cheating. Once you have to second guess yourself subconsciously or actively,
that's the word, second guess.
I think that would be constituting emotional cheating. I don't think that her talking to him and trying to bond with someone that is going through something similar is that big of a deal, to be honest. Like I said, I think it's more him, and he should have set the tone, and he should have set the rules, and he should have set the standard of their interactions, because he was the one that was actually in a relationship. Clearly, I mean, I don't know what level their issues were or whatever, but clearly whatever they were talking about was enough for him to think, I'm leaving my wife for you.
I mean,
goofy ass fucking Leslie.
I mean,
which, by the way, like they didn't even end up together.
No. Okay, but the main reason for that too is like, I'm not saying that he didn't do it thinking that she didn't have, or that she had feelings, and turns out she didn't. She did. Like at the end of the day, she did catch feelings too.
She did,
The only thing is just, you know, she happened to realize or notice sooner than he did how fucked up of a situation it was.
What they were doing was wrong.
Yeah. So. I don't know.
I think the loss in translation of all of it is that I think Rich and I, like, because of like, I guess the spaces that we're in, a lot of people like say stupid shit. So like, I was under the assumption that they fucked.
Yeah, me too.
Right? Like everybody else, or like us, but obviously they didn't. It was an emotional cheat type of thing, which is just as wrong. Like cheating doesn't have to. I think people think that cheating has to be physical only. Like, no, there's an emotional aspect behind it too. Like you could emotionally cheat on somebody where you like you emotionally forget about your partner to invest into somebody else. Like that is cheating. Like that's still a fucked up thing. Like just because you're not sticking your dick in somebody doesn't mean that that's the only version of cheating. Like people, I think people misconstrued that part.
There's a limit to that too. I know it's different for everybody. I feel like, you know, if you're gonna be in a relationship, just get that clear as far as like what you would consider emotional. Because physical cheating, also some people just have an open relationship type shit where, you know, sleeping with somebody else isn't the end of the line for them.
Right.
But anyway, the other thing that Lee was saying is that people were hounding Ray and all these other people to talk about why they were defending Leslie. Whereas with the whole Wendy and Abe situation, they cut ties with Wendy real quick. And, Steve, I guess you don't know the whole situation.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I wasn't ever big on, what are they, OTK or what?
No. They were just streamers. They were part of the OTV and Friends.
There you go.
Friends thing, you know. So
for those of you that don't know, as well as Steve, here's the information as to who these people are.
Basically, they were just streamers who were good friends with all of OTV, Valkyrie, and these big streamers types.
Because they were at her wedding, right?
Yes.
Like they were all part of her wedding.
Right. So
they're all in the same friend circle.
They're all in the same friend circle to the point where they got married. Keep in mind they had been together for like forever. They got married and they actually like hit a sub goal or some shit to basically stream their wedding.
Yeah.
It was so fucking weird. It's cool in a sense, but it's also
cool
very
in the sense that it's
hey man,
yeah, they got paid for it.
I get to get married, and this is like close to like a famous celebrity wedding in that space and in that area. Baby, let's cash some checks on it.
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's make sure this honeymoon is extra saucy.
But the thing is, like, literally, I don't even know how long. It had to be like a couple months later. They announced that they were divorcing. And
oh shit.
They never straight up said why. The only person who spoke on it was Abe. He said, I'm not gonna tell you guys the reasons or anything like that, but you can make your own assumptions off of what happens online. And people were like, oh, what does that mean? Basically, everybody in that friends circle unfollowed Wendy, did everything, like completely cut her off, and they were just hanging out with Abe a lot more. So everybody took that to assume she did something completely fucked up to where Wendy fucked up, right? Yeah. So we're like, she cheated. She had to have. Like, who knows where, who knows with who, whatever. But she cheated, and they just completely cut her off. So now they're saying, why did you cut her off, but you didn't cut Leslie off? It's like, it's not the same situation whatsoever. It's like, Leslie took part in a fucked up situation, sure, but it's not to the extent of her cheating on a partner herself,
Edison?
Right? Edison. Because they were already broken up. She didn't apparently do anything physical, which is also a pretty big check mark to avoid or whatever. Emotional cheating, sure, but she realized she fucked up, and I think she admits to her and her friends, because she did tell Ray and I forget who else right away, basically saying like, I fucked up, like I need you to acknowledge like what I did and blah blah blah. And they straight up told her, you fucked up, you fucked up, but it's okay, because she was going through a breakup. It wasn't anything serious enough to the point where nothing.
It's not like she did something actually like worldly that'll affect a bunch of people. Like
she
didn't do anything like that.
It won't bring people around where it's like you guys knew and you let it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think for sure it's way easier to forgive her. And
so nobody knows what happened to Wendy, right? Nobody knows that she did it. It's just the assumption that because everyone unfollowed her. Isn't that the same thing as just they chose sides? They just chose their favorite?
In a way, sure.
Kind of.
That's what people are arguing about, like saying just admit that you have favorites or whatever because Leslie. They're saying it's for the clout because Leslie has more followers type shit. And I'm like, I don't even think it's that. I think it's just Wendy was in the friend group, but she wasn't like a prominent figure.
Friend, yeah.
Yeah. But even then, it's like, I don't care how close of a friend you are. It's like they're different. They're completely different. Like physical cheating and then just whatever she did.
Valkyrie kind of alluded to it being something more than or like what Wendy did comparative to Fuslie. I guess it's like in the general sense, sure, you can make that comparison, but with the details and everything like that of what actually happened, very different things had happened. And that's as far as she went. She said, I'm not going to go any farther into it. That's up to Wendy and Abe when and if ever they want to talk about it, because it's all their stuff. And I think after she said, and then if Abe wants to, he's got a lot to say or something like that. She made it seem like Wendy really did fuck up. She really seemed like something really like heavy did happen, hence the icing and the cutting out of Wendy. I think though in that space, not even OTV, but just in the Twitch streamer space, there's a lot of breakups that'll happen. And even I guess in content creation, it seems to be this thing where people are more accepting and open to the idea of, hey, we're both not feeling it. Let's just call it. And then once they call it, they're still friends. They're still creating content. Maybe they'll take a break from each other. A year or 6 months to a year goes by. Then you kind of see them in the same spaces, or their friends are hanging out with each other, or something like that's going on. And we see that from everywhere, from Maya and her ex and them hanging out with like his current girlfriend and stuff like that, to I think on the OTV side, I can't even remember who was like broken up and who's with each other and who's talking with each other and stuff.
You know who I found out are still apparently friends? Lily and her ex.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay. He cheated on her.
He full on cheated on her, and that shit was put out in public, and the text and everything was out there. So they're still friends. So I think for there to be a full on cutting out of anyone and neither party being public about keeping in touch with each other, that I feel like says something. Yes, this whole Leslie thing, I think it's also like should be said that we wouldn't even be talking about it if it wasn't even brought to light. Yeah, that guy went full scorched shirt. That's crazy. I don't know. That's
you know what's
wild.
Funny? He basically said, all right, that's it. I've now devoted my life to Jesus. He's a reborn Christian type thing. Well, kind of. Apparently he had grown up his whole life being in the Christian faith, and then when he moved out to be part of the zombies community type thing, he kind of left the faith for a bit, but then he went back after his whole situation with the crazy ex.
Jesus.
Which, I mean, listen, yes, it's at least for us, we think it's kind of dumb, cringy, but he got peace out of it. Whatever helps him out. Yeah,
that's all that matters. He got peace out of it.
Women be making straight dudes do the craziest shit, y'all. That's crazy.
Like, for us, crazy is being Christian.
That's crazy.
Bro,
you, Big G.
I'm sorry,
Big
Christians. J. Literally, last episode, we had to say sorry, Christians, too.
Yeah.
I ain't saying sorry to Christians for this
one. 2 for 2. That's because you're going to hell.
I mean, hey.
That's because they condemn you.
Yeah. All right.
That was a weird version of that.
Steve, sign us out. You did the intro.
Hell, saying. I'm just
kidding. Jesus Christ.
I mean.
Oh, sick.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I was like, this entire time.
Steve's a little sick.
This entire time, I've been like, my arm hurts. Dude, I got like sick burn from one half to not the other half.
I thought you were about to have a heart attack or something.
No.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like, I went to the doctor, they gave me shots or something like that.
No. Anyways, fucking yeah, cheating scandals and weird ass people, dude. That's the best part of summer.
Yeah,
it's the drama.
That's the summer drama. Yeah. Will we get more of it? Probably. Someone's gonna come out with some other bullshit eventually. You know, like it is what it is.
Yep.
But that being said, we are gonna end or going towards the final portion of our podcast where we give you guys our final remarks and if we're obsessed with anything, listening, watching, or viewing of any sorts. I don't know.
Cool. No, you're good.
Drama viewers.
We'll
start with Rich.
Okay.
It's got 2 songs.
2 songs I will recommend. The first one is called Be Sweet by Japanese Breakfast.
Be Sweet
by Japanese. It's like indie funk type thing. Think indie mixed with what's that shit called? City pop. It's really good. Really good artist. I don't know how else to sing its praises. I like it a lot.
Yeah, chill, vibey, sway kind of music.
I like the chorus a lot.
A nice, nice J in the middle of the day with the sun shining in your house is like, yeah, vibing.
Let's be real. Nobody wants the sun shining on them right now.
No. This is like a sunshiny song, but like in the sense of like it's not burning your skin.
Yeah,
it's just nice.
Just slightly giving you a first degree
nice
burn.
Weather music for sure.
Okay, and then second song is called, I think I could say it, "Suicide Saturday" by Hippocampus. This one is a lot more, Midwest type vibe. Hippocampus. Yep.
Okay.
Midwest feeling. So indie. I like it a lot. It's very chill. Very fucking nice chorus.
I know the song.
Yeah, it's a good song. I think this one reminds me more of summer than the last song did. Last song reminded me more of like a driving at night type of thing, or like going through town at night. This one gives me more going down PCH type of vibe.
Have we recommended this band before?
Hippocampus?
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
Or have we just? I was like, I know I have like a song or two of theirs like in one of my playlists.
Maybe.
But I was like, I don't know.
So
no, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because I know Way It Goes is like one that I have. But everybody knows that one, I think.
But anyway, yeah, good song. That's my two recommends. By the time this episode comes out, my new single should be out on Spotify. It's called The Game. Yeah, go check it out.
Exciting.
I'm still working on an EP. I have one other song that's pretty much done. I'm working on some other shit, so hopefully by November I'm aiming for releasing those. So yeah, this is just to kind of hold you guys over. And last words, don't cheat. It's dummy. What's it called? The movie business is cutthroat. I don't know how else to say that. And yeah, have a good summer, but also like wear a lot of sunblock. That's it.
All right, Liam.
Kind. Okay, songs. Let's see, what do I got on here?
Oh, son, cooking you too long.
I guess this is a song. Okay, listen, I'm aware of this artist. She is problematic. She is my one toxic artist or problematic artist that I guilty pleasure for sure. It's New Bottega by Torn Foot with Azalea Banks. So sorry guys.
Azalea song, bro.
Azalea Banks sucks. I get it, but like she just has the bops and it sucks. I wish she didn't suck and she just made music. And I just wish she would shut the fuck up. But it is what it is. So there's that one.
This guy's fucking bio is the only pain. I pray the only pain you feel is champagne. The fuck out of here. So stupid.
I mean, honestly, someone like that, I can see. This is like the third
time I hear somebody say some bullshit like that, by the way. This like pain and champagne thing. So
gross. Dumb. I guess the other one would be. This is almost the same vibe as the last one. It's both of these songs, don't take them seriously by any means. Just listen to them on like I don't know what's the pregame for sure. Just hype yourself up or whatever. It's The Baddest and in parentheses Batter, and it's by Joey Valence and Bray featuring Aisha Erotica. They're just bops. That's just it. It's just cool. This one does have like a Beastie Boys kind of vibe to it. The Batter. But it has, I say, a hint of gay because of Aisha Erotica. She's queer. Love her. She loves her queer fan base, and I think she herself is trans too. So it's really cool. Good song.
Joey Valence.
That's it.
And Bray, I fuck with. It's very cringy, like Beastie Boys rap era type shit. But low-key, I fuck with it. It's yeah, just like you said, just don't take it seriously.
This, dude.
No, I don't. Listen, it comes on, and I'm just like, okay, but I'm not
I
about to bump.
Lee bumping it.
I can imagine it.
Can you? I can.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Nah, I can.
It's like this is like that one song in like your shuffle, like your random shuffle music, where like it pops up, and I'm like, how do you know this type of music?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, this was cool.
The last one I was thinking gives me Dress to Impress vibes.
Yeah,
That shit.
I would for sure play this. Like I feel like you could have like obviously everybody has playlists for different vibes. I feel like if whenever we do a dress to impress video stream, whatever, I will have a playlist just to get me in like the mental state of like gotta look bad, gotta feel bad, embody bad. So like this would be on there for sure.
Listen, he started flaming me. No, he started flaming me. Lee a little bit too, but they started flaming me for wanting to play it. I'm just saying, bro. Tarek had fun with it. Queso had fun with it. I'm pretty sure XQC's having fun with it. It's just fun. It looks like fun.
You don't even like XQC.
I'm gonna
be real with. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. Dress to Impress is just dolls. You're just playing dress up with your dolls. That's all it is. These boys didn't get the chance to play with dolls when they were younger because their dads were with however they were. So as society, now that we're older, people do not care as much anymore. So it's like, yo, if you want to play with the doll, play with the doll. Whatever.
My Solid Snake was beating up.
Hold up. My dad didn't give a fuck. First of all,
same.
He did not care what I played with.
My dad did.
My dad didn't.
My dad didn't care.
Are you projecting?
Yeah. Don't blame me for your daddy issues.
I mean, clearly I'm not like restrictive or whatever. Like you know, in what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not repressed in that aspect. So it's like I played video games. I got that shit out. I chose female characters. I got that shit out way long ago. So that's why when Richard told us, "Oh, just impress," I'm like, we're gonna be drunk for that, right? Because I can't picture both of them doing it sober, especially Steve.
I've said it before.
It's gotta be a drunk video.
I've said
there's nothing drunk activity. Like, not that there's nothing wrong with it because it's coming off as like, oh, Steve's too like he's too much of a fucking macho for this shit. Yeah,
exactly. Toxic.
No, that's not the case. It doesn't interest me. I don't care. Like it doesn't interest me. Like I don't see myself being like, this is fun. I got to put clothes on a doll. Like.
Thing is, for me, one, I've said it before, I like fashion. I can fuck with fashion.
I do too.
And then second, I'm really into skins in games where I like to see how fucking creative people can get.
He wants to wear your skin.
So I just want to, like, you get prompts. Like, I want to see what people come up with. I want to see what I could come up with.
Well, if we do it, I'm not going to be sober.
That's fine. I imagine it'd be more fun drunk anyway.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I'm you guys know me. I'd have fun with it anyways. It's just a matter of I don't want to do it on my own. I don't feel the need to play it. So if it's all of us are doing it, sure, whatever. I don't. As long as they're aware of it, it's got to be effort. You got to want to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Try. If we get it, we do it. I will try.
We'll figure that out anyway.
It's not gonna be like beater and shorts and Tim's.
But yeah, so. As for the final regards, it is we're still in summer, but we are getting to the tail end of it. So get as much sun as you guys can. I'm going to be going to the beach this weekend, so that should be pretty fun with family. Going to get that one beach day out. But yeah, like Richard said, wear your sunscreen. It's very, very important. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else that we really talked about. I don't know, have open discussions with your partner to set boundaries and understandings if you yourself don't already know what you should and shouldn't be doing with other people that aren't in your relationship. And yeah, what fuck yous do we got? Fuck you to the heat again. It's just hot. It's been kind of hot. But
fuck you to cheaters.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fuck you to cheaters and
the people who don't read the books.
Illiterate people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Illiterate people.
Fuck you, illiterate people.
Okay. Yes. But yeah, that's it. Nothing else. Steve, take us out. What do you got?
Final remarks. Yeah, I really don't have anything. Just wear sunscreen, guys. It's gonna be hot for a few more weeks. It's not fun being burnt. I stretch and I can feel like my skin's stiff as fuck. I'm like, this isn't gonna be fun at all.
He's so stiff.
Ew. And as far as music goes, nothing we can bump now by the time Friday comes out. Not to shadow Richard, obviously bump his song, but Post Malone will be dropping his country album, and I'm so fucking excited for it, dude. I am so fucking excited for Post to drop his fucking country album.
I could be wrong.
What people say, huh?
I sorry, I just remembered. I doubt it, but I was driving down. And I live by an airport. I swear I saw somebody that looked just like Posty. because he had a Budweiser shirt, he had the fucking trucker hat and the blue jeans and the belt, and I was just like, and he had the long ass hair that he has also, and I was just like, Posty? But I didn't stop in time to like look because I had to do some shit. Basically, I came back thinking like maybe I'll see him again. I didn't see him. In my head, that was him. I don't know what you're doing out here, but okay. Congrats on the album, I guess.
He lives in Nashville.
Ew.
I mean, that's where he lives. He lives in Tennessee. He literally fucking said it in like a video where people were recording him. They're like, "What are you doing out here?" He's like, "I live here."
You guys are the only tens I see.
Also, I saw another TikTok that gives me another reason to like love Omar Apollo. It was just to like go on a small tangent of it. He, I guess someone saw him having dinner with his family, and that person was having dinner with their family, and like she was like, I didn't want to go up to him and be creepy. Obviously, he's with his family. She's like, I had a waiter like, give him a drink of whatever he's drinking and just give him a new one, and then to say your music is art. This man is so wholesome and loving. He literally like you could tell he asked the waiter like, oh, who? He turned around, looked at her, and he went like that, and he was like, thank you, and like just went back to it. And I was like, you are such a sweet dude. I was like, yeah.
Shout out to that girl too.
Yeah,
they're celebrities are people.
Yeah,
give them space,
respect them.
True that.
Yeah. That being said, like, comment, subscribe, share. Share with your cheating partners. Share with your share with the people that your partner's cheating with.
Unblock them real quick, just for that, and then block them right back.
Yeah, and then share with any beachgoers who look burnt. I don't know.
Unblock them, send them a message like bitch, and then block them again.
Yeah, but send them the link to our podcast.
You're shitty.
Anyways,
Human.
we love you guys. We're glad we're back. We appreciate you. And yeah, we're gonna leave it there. We'll cut it there.
Bye.